Gerald McCoy also, Big Cat, had this statement to ESPN. He's now with the Cowboys. He'd been with the Buccaneers and then with the Panthers. Now with the Cowboys. He said the Cowboys are the most recognized franchise in the world. It would be great to hear a statement from the Cowboys. Great to hear a statement from Jerry Jones in support of everything that's going on. Will that get me in trouble to say that? I don't know. But the truth is it needs to be said. The problem is people are afraid to have the conversations. And I'll tell you what, that hits close to home for Jerry Jones. He's been called out by Richard Sherman and others outside the organization for not saying anything over the last 3.5 weeks. And really, when does 3.5 weeks go by that Jerry Jones says nothing? Now someone on his team is saying, we need you to make a statement about everything that's going on. Good for Gerald McCoy, and the clock continues to tick on when Jerry Jones is going to make something that he believes, that he feels, that he has decided to do known to the world.
Yeah, good for Gerald McCoy, but it will be interesting if there's private discussions because Jerry Jones, I mean, can you remember the last time that someone has spoken out like that against Jerry Jones, not against Jerry Jones, but at least pushed back at Jerry Jones from inside the Cowboys' walls? And maybe it's because Gerald McCoy's new there and he doesn't feel beholden to anyone, but I like that he's speaking out because I think players as a whole should have the ability to criticize their owners, criticize their general manager, maybe not to a point, obviously, but players should have the freedom to be able to speak their mind when it comes to any of these issues. And we'll see what happens. I mean, do you think Jerry's probably behind the scenes a little upset?
Well, I you know what? This is one of those moments where you just don't care. People need to say what needs to be said, and the fact that Jerry Jones and very few of the owners have had anything to say. The coaches have been the ones who have come out and said, we support players who decide to kneel for the national anthem. I want to hear the owners come out and say, we support the active, deliberate effort to choose what you're going to do. Conscientiously, what will you be doing during the anthem? We support you to make that decision. We support you to implement whatever decision you make, and there will be no repercussions of any kind. There will be no benching. There will be no limited playing time. There will be no lack of a contract extension. You won't be cut before week 1 of the regular season if you kneel during the preseason and you're a guy who's otherwise on the fringe. That's the kind of stuff that is missing, and Jerry Jones isn't the only one, Big Cat. Think about it. How many owners have we heard from on these core issues that have been discussed by so many players over the last 3 weeks?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why Jerry Jones has said none of those things, because none of those things are true, right? So now we're in a spot where if you want Jerry Jones to say he won't cut anyone for kneeling, I don't even know if I want him to say that because I don't think it would be true. And then I don't want him to go back on his words. So yeah, right. It needs to be true. I don't want the owners to lie to people and lie to the fans and lie to the players just to say something. Yeah. So in a backwards way, I guess Jerry Jones, good job for not lying to us, even though you should probably listen to your players here.
Implicit in my comment is they need to mean it when they say it.
Right.
I'm sorry if I wasn't clear on that. I'm not saying they just need to say it for the words to echo through the internet. I'm saying this is what they need to believe, and I think the statement from the commissioner from a couple of weeks ago has kind of generally led us to believe that's what they believe, but still, I think we need something more concrete in this moment, and I have no problem with any players standing up and exercising their prerogative to speak. We saw it this week with Chuba Hubbard from Oklahoma State when he didn't like something Mike Gundy did, and I think that players in the NFL should feel emboldened to follow suit, and if something is happening that they are troubled by, they need to say so. And if anyone has a problem with that, it is their problem.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.